G'day everyone, welcome back to True Footy Live. Good to have you here at 4:45 here. It's a British Standard Time. I've got my snack and chicken. I've got my little coffee, little baby coffee. I got two because I'm going to need it. It is boiling hot actually in the UK. And when I say, family, I just started. When I say boiling hot, I mean it was like 27 yesterday. But oh my God, it was so hot to sleep. So I slept okay. And I'm excited to be here. Hope everyone's doing well. Got 6 in the chat. Welcome. Good to have you. Still firing up the game at this point. I'm always a bit of a mess at the start of the game. But I am keen. I didn't get to stream last week. I'm just looking forward to seeing West Coast play. And frankly, for those asking, I think Max asked if I changed my tip. I did change my tip. I did. I tipped this just out of pure blind faith this week originally. And then I subsequently changed it when I saw Waterman's out, Yo's out, even Nid Duggan. Duggan's still an important player. So that's unfortunate. G'day, Hee. G'day, Bo. G'day, Samantha. Should be used to it after living in Perth. I know, but I think it's just that the houses here just get so hot. Like you walk outside, it's completely fine. I can still wear a jumper outside, but in the middle of the night here, like the houses are just not, they're so insulated that it just retains all the heat. Here we go. Finally got the game up. It's like a Saints inside 50. Yeah, I'm still hopeful for a win. This is the first time the Eagles will be the youngest team in the round for, I reckon, 15 years, if I had to guess. No Darth Jar Jar. Outs for West Coast are bad, but a young team with an interim coach kind of just under. I got what you were trying to say. I just couldn't read it. I agree. I'm still kind of hopeful, but I did change my tip. And to be honest, I probably should have always tipped St Kilda. It was just more out of blind faith. Oh, even Harley Reid's shanks are good. It's up TK. TK is going to be important today, as will Harley. Both teams have outs. But I feel like the Saints' base team without key players is still better than ours. But we'll see. Anything can happen. I do think we're going to play all right for some reason. My instincts have been bad on that this year. Eagles go forward. Got a very shallow inside 50. Cripps. Oh, took way too long to pick that up. Ball up. G'day, Logan. Up the Saints, he says. Fair enough. No Windhager is huge. I agree with that. Because of what happened last time. He's a good player too, Windhager. As is Owens. Pops it out in front of Higgins. Another dangerous player today. We do have the Hoff, who should hassle him, if you know what I'm saying. I'm getting Miller, another good young player at the Saints. But we've managed to turn what looked like a dangerous inside 50 into nothing. Oh, now it's a bad handball out. There you go. As soon as I say that, we made a mistake. How do I feel about Cox saying no to the Eagles? I'm fine with it. I hadn't really gotten emotionally attached to the idea of Cox as the coach or anything like that. I totally respect his decision too. Makes sense when you see him spell it out. Like he's got 2 young kids in school, and he's willing to give up the immediacy of a job now for the potential of a job in a few years without having to move. It's fine. Spend 10 minutes trying to fix the less legal alternative. Yeah, same. That's the price you pay, unfortunately. No Windhager to ruin the game. Get Jermaine Jones out of his team. To be fair, I think that was actually a bad handball from Hunt. I could be wrong. Yeah, sorry to hear about last night. I watched it, Luke. I really thought Essendon were going to hold on, and Adelaide came again out of nowhere. It was one of the games of the year, I reckon, if not the game of the year. Just lead changes, momentum swings, both teams scoring over 100 points, underdog away from home wins. Frustrating for an Essendon fan. Unplug it. Yeah. Didn't be off half back. Yeah, I think so too. Get his hands on the footy would be good for him. Chester did get picked again too, didn't he? Why have I forgotten? When did he? Oh, Waffle Eagles don't play this weekend. I'm so sick of that. Waffle Eagles genuinely have a bye every week, I reckon. And so did their opponents. Yeah, I noticed Rochelle with the herd celebration. That's a good point. I remember that game really well. Can't wait for that Phantom draft. Yeah, I know the different draft opinions are all over the place. So mine drops at midnight England time as Higgins gets a goal. I'll update the score in a second. Just getting my coffee ready. Yeah, mine drops in about 17 hours from now. Although members can access it early. Already up for members. Listen to Adelaide and Friday Night Footy. Surprising but great duo. I just had a feeling that was going to be a good game. I do say that a lot in just the tips, but I really did think there was a chance. Adelaide can be good. They definitely can. And they've been improved lately. Oh, is it one of those delayed Channel 7 games? That's bullshit. I would not stand for that. I would definitely find alternative ways. It's only about 5 minutes into the quarter. Hunter. Tully. No score. Webster. Okay. All right, I'm going to bet the score now. Cal had Levi at 1. ESPN had it at 8. Yeah, I noticed Jagger Smith was second for ESPN and Sid Draper was number 1 for them. If I'm going off the top of my memory there, but I think that was the case. Charlie Cameron, yeah, but Hoff did another good job on him. Really good job. Harley. Oh, yes, the defend. He's been active so far. Harley, good start. I did notice Zach Taylor, actually. That's a good point. One good thing for Adelaide is that they're still showing some good signs, but they might get a really good pick this year still. They could get Sid Draper, who I think would be a very nice pick for them. If he lasts that long at the moment. Another turnover from Jones. Sorry, I'll put the score up now for those asking. It's 8-0 to St Kilda, by the way. I feel like we've made a not terrible start in terms of effort. A couple of skill errors have cost us. But everyone else's predictions, by the way, were early enough for people to let us know. Yeah, Tyler Welsh will go to Adelaide. It's just whether it goes, how early it goes. Toomey didn't have him or the Camprioli boys in his top 30. See you, Brandon. G'day, Rogie. Yeah, 100%. So I've also changed my tip to Hawthorn. I've kept my doggies tip on Geelong, but I've changed this one and I changed the Hawthorn one because it's just so hard to make a logical argument for Collingwood winning. Because I think Hawthorn played them well for a start. And they can divergent form lines. Brisbane for flag is a good call. We'll see. This weekend will be an interesting one against Sydney. I think it could be close as Wooden. G'day, mate. think if it's close, we would have done all right. This is one of our more winnable games for the rest of the year, if not the most. With all due respect to St Kilda, we've got a relatively tough fixture. There's like good teams at home and bad, not even bad teams away. There's only like 5 games left, right? But generally speaking, all of our other fixtures look a bit rough, other than maybe Gold Coast in Perth because of their poor away record, but I still wouldn't tip us at this stage. Free kick West Coast in their back line. You think West Coast should win, but West Coast are capable. I think Rogie, I showed that. That is a good sign for Collingwood, especially that I've changed my tip. Yeah, West Coast can be capable. The effort level is good, which is not a bad sign. Early in this game, we generally do start bad. Excuse me. Saints need to win centre clearances to win easily. Yeah. With Yo out, though, who knows? But no win taker might bring Reed into the game. I don't know if we'll beat North and Tassie, honestly, on current form. If it was next week, I wouldn't tip us. Or if had it been this week, I wouldn't have. Nice going game. Campos would get to the Blues. Yeah, they will. They will. It's just a matter of where at this stage. First time going to a game ever, Max. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be confident in us being Freo, but I mean, the last one came out of nowhere, so hopefully we play well. We'll focus on this game at the moment, though, in terms of trying to extrapolate the rest of the season. Like if we win today, excuse me, then the rest of the fixtures just look slightly better, you know. Good kick by Barras. No, good to intercept. They're really hemming us into our back 50 at the moment. That round 24 game versus Geelong could threaten to put us from third last to last on percentage alone. It does not matter the ladder position when we play Geelong. A huge loss is coming. Oh, Edwards, not good. Everyone could see what was about to happen to Luke Edwards, except Luke Edwards. Saints pressure has been good. They're coming up with this the graph now, but you could tell already. "30 years of no flags were a joke." I think they're a good, young, talented team, though. There's no doubt about that. And I feel like they'll come out angry next week. They won't let it happen again. But it doesn't mean they'll flog us, necessarily. Collingwood's got a second-round pick tied to Hawthorn. I didn't know that. Is that Ginnivan? Yeah, Cox out for the Eagles, and not in a good way. Lag on my streaming is lining up the delay on the stream. Perfect. It has just gone to 15 and nothing. The costly error from Luke Edwards there. Jones is having a stinker. I agree, Chris. TB's had 6 touches. Where's my phone? All right, come on, Eagles. Get one back. That's my advice. I should be coach. So we got a centre bounce of Jack Williams, Zane True, Harley Reid, and someone else off screen. TK. Oh, TK just crunched. Hunter Clark, shrugs off. Oh, well done, TB. Man, other than maybe the first few weeks of this season when he took a while to get going, TB has been a monster. St Kilda easily win the ball back in the middle of the ground. This is starting to look a little gross, as TB once again does well. Thankfully, was that Wilson? Shanked it. Hanson next in line for most preferred coach. Depends what you mean by most preferred coach. Like if you're talking about like fan consensus, I don't know if there is a real consensus on anyone at the moment. But it's possible, yeah. Jamie Graham's another former player that would be very close to next in line. But I reckon Hayden Skipworth is someone I'd like us to seriously consider. Tom Cole with a bit of rebound there. Who else was there? I did a video on this. I'm trying to remember. There was a couple, Skipworth and one other bloke, where I was like, oh, that's a pretty good resume. I don't think it was Gia. Forever on the short straight by a mile. Yeah, that's worked out really well with Collingwood having a down season so far. But the ladder could change like that, the way this season's set up. You can move up 4 spots with an unexpected win. Hanson would be well capable. Yeah, premiership player too. I liked Ashley Hanson. Comes from a different program as well. I'm not against Schofield, to be honest. I hope Schofield is a series contender as St Kilda bang home another goal. And this is actually getting bad now. We've moved into not bad to bad territory. All right, it's only 3 goals, but we need to lift. David Noble. I wouldn't actually mind having Noble at the club because he did a good job with Brisbane, right? Like he sort of oversaw that. And we're virtually at the Brisbane level of where they were in like 2014. And look what they've become. Moving back into the Simpson era. Yeah. $50.60 money. From memory. From memory, St Kilda are like top 3 in scores from turnover in the last 5 weeks. And they've scored 3 goals from turnover to start this game. Well done to the Saints player. Good handball. Lucky bounce gets to Williams. Surely we take the free kick there. Cully goes to the top of the square. Oh, well done, Marek. So Marek's moved definitely forward, has he? I said that and then doubted it immediately. I mean, he's playing deep forward there. So I kind of liked him playing up the ground. But if the alternative is Jack Darling, then I respect it. Where's my water bottle? Yeah. All right. I should convert this. 8th from scores from turnover. Is that right? I'll get it up. I had my preview document. It might be scores from turnover differential that I looked at. No, they're number 3 contested ball team. Number 3, third best team from scores from turnover. I've also got written down here. I reckon it could be differential. Were you looking at total score? I reckon Draper at Essendon is the most overrated player. I kind of agree with that. Marek's on a wing, thanks to Dean. He did well to get up the ground and take a mark there. 3rd from tier, yeah, there you go. Okay. But yeah, probably better to look at total score. Depends what you're looking for, I guess. Yeah, I kind of agree on Draper. I said at the start of the year that I thought Bailey Williams was better than him, and people didn't take that well. And to be fair, Bailey Williams has not had a good year. So right now, I wouldn't make that claim again. However, I think it was definitely true at the time, but Bailey Williams had a really good year last year. I don't think Draper has done a lot. Harry with a good intercept mark. Massive minor finger injury. Is that just because he has massive fingers? But it's minor. Oh, Petrocelli's hairline has made an aggressive recession. Yeah, you're probably right, Rogie. He gets talked about as this major part of Essendon's team, and I just think they have so many better players. Mind you, right at this point in time, they'll be feeling frustrated about the team in general. I don't know. It was a good game. All right, this is a little bit better from us in the fact that we've taken a mark. They played better when Goldie was the only right. Yeah. Oh, Hunt. Oh, lucky. Oh, Harley's thankfully not paid for his mistake. One thing I've noticed with Harley, sometimes obviously he'll make a mistake as any player does, but it generally, probably through luck, doesn't end up too bad. So he's had 2 bad kicks that worked out. Oh, well done, Eagles. Few uncontested marks there. Give us 98 more marks and bring out that 2018 stat. That's true. Yeah, well, 22 marks is actually pretty good. We're not really good at controlling the footy on the outside. So that is something. It's been a much better 5 minutes as Oscar Allen lines up for goal. Sorry, I'll change the score in a second. I forgot. It's 21-6 as Oscar's lining up. Oh, that's cool, Darthy. Oscar Nunez from accounting. Probably the first time he's ever been called that, I reckon. Goal. The Eagles are just back in the game. Like, it just threatened to get ugly for a minute there. We've made a response and we're all good. Oscar's accuracy. Yeah, I think he's kicked more behinds than goals, but he's been rusty. But he's warming up. I think he's been pretty good, to be honest, like with his aerial game. I think in the last quarter, he was quiet for most of it last week, but last quarter was good. At least that's how I remember it. $25 in the chat. Thank you, guys. Chuck a like on it if you don't mind. Just help me out. Thank you all. Imagine if we got Warner. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be hard to lure a Chad Warner with this football club in the state it is. Three minutes 49 remaining in the quarter. That's all right, Luke. Yeah, so Nick Bryan is playing in the VFL, hey? I suppose it takes a brave call to drop Draper / Goldie. Is Goldie going to play on past this year, you reckon? Zero 3 1 5 then 4 3. There you go. Brass still leading the disposal count. He's been good. That's cool, Thomas. I changed my tip to Hawthorn. I had tipped Collingwood all week. I changed it to Hawthorn. So that is my new prediction. But I just had a weird feeling that I could not explain that Collingwood will win. But I don't know if I should trust my instincts. Staying true with a handball. Oh, good handball out, whoever that was. Petrocelli takes too long. That was poor. I want to see that replay of Petch because I feel like he panicked through the ball before he was actually tackled. That's the way it looked. Let's have a look here. Yeah, that was a bit lame from Petch. And it's going to result in a shot on goal. Thankfully, Riley Bonner can make mistakes, and that was one of them. And we might be out of trouble here. Good kick, Jinby. Staying true with an injury concern. Who's sub? Hopefully he's all right. Oh, no, he's coming off. I reckon it'd be concussion test. Hit knock. Oh, no. It's not. That would be really frustrating if a Rotherham is sub. Oh, good. Why the fuck is Rotherham sub? Sorry. Why? I presume they're going to play him up the ground. Oh, yeah, I got Zane through my fantasy too, Max. Yes, AFL fantasy. Oh, true. I had Caldwell as well. Luckily, he still got to like 86 or whatever. Well done, Eagles. Rotherham's sub is questionable. Why bring him in, honestly? Like, the only way you justify Josh Rotherham in this team is for some sort of structural need. But if you play him as the sub, that does not apply. Why play Josh Rotherham? Very questionable. I'm gonna go off about that in the review, regardless of the result. I'm annoyed by that. That's a shit sub selection. I had 2 Crows rookies. Yeah, I had Dowling. Who's the other one you had? Oh, Kelly took a bounce as he got tackled. Some of our awareness in this game, that's the 3rd time. So you had Luke Edwards, you had Petrocelli, and you had Tim Kelly taking a bounce as he got tackled. Are they using their voices? Security pressure is good, but that's frustrating. Hunt spoils. 57 seconds. It's near our goal square. Hopefully we just don't concede. It's a rib injury, is it for true? Oh, Zach Taylor, of course, yeah. They can play Darcy Fort as a ruck. Oh, my God. Well, we have Jack Williams as a sub, like once or twice. Would you rather listen to Studio Scoops? Scoops every day of the week. No question. Don't concede, West Coast. We've been lucky that the Saints have been a little sloppy when they've had opportunities. No! Dropped a snack and chicken. All right, 20 seconds. Can we get something? No, there's no one for the center. Literally no one. So that will be the quarter time score, I hope. Unless we give up a 50. Gee, stock is looking thick. Real chunky. 21 in top 50s to 8 in front of everyone. Yeah. I feel like they've just been a little sloppy going into that 50. Cameras doesn't know he wants to win this one. Yeah, same. G'day, Kev. I'm good, mate. How are you? Fuck it, to be 9 down. That's probably true. But I'm not too mad. I feel like our first quarters feel like they're our worst. So considering the way that game was going at times, to only be 9 down, I'm okay with that, assuming we'll improve. If we play like that the whole game, it's not going to be a close game. 21 inside 50s for a score of 21. That is nuts. Some of their boys was poor. I feel like, respectfully, a better team would have scored 6 or 7 goals at the moment, but they're doing a lot right at St Kilda. That's kind of a Saints thing, isn't it? Pressure, create opportunity, don't put the score on the board. That's something that's plagued them. And I think even last year they were like the 7th least efficient forward line ever. And they finished 6th. Sleep apnea. Oh, nice. I mean, not nice. I actually don't exactly know what sleep apnea is. Does that mean you struggle to sleep? Have to wear a mask. Interesting. Marek, 8 touches. Nice. Coming through with the stats. Thanks, mate. Oh, that's Captain Langford. I saw he had a big fantasy game. Has he been going well in fantasy generally? As a Saints fan, it's just shit to think how different the game would be without some of your injuries. I don't know. I actually don't think that's true. I think Waterman in this side probably wouldn't have changed much. Maybe. I haven't seen confirmation yet, play on footy, that Reed is all good. Oh, g'day, Brooklyn, by the way. Good to see you. Shit, I meant Caldwell. Okay, that made more sense, yeah. Like, Langford is a vice captain? Like, am I missing something there? Unless it's the Crows. Kempy's not liking the game so far. So in that midfield, Ryan wasn't. Yeah, that's true. Did Ryan... I don't know if Ryan started in the centre at all. I'm not sure. Well, the Eagles trade their first pick for 7 and 13. I don't know. I feel like our first pick could become pick 1 at this stage still. Maybe pick 2. So if it gets into the top 2, I'd say no. If it stays as it is, maybe. I haven't decided, but I think it's possible. To answer your question. So I hope Freo say fuck West Coast into the trade with North. They probably would, to be honest. Pick 1. I mean, we could. I mean, we're not that far off the bottom of the ladder. And if we don't win another game, which I hope we will, actually, but if we don't, we could absolutely be there. I'm checking my fantasy ranking, by the way, Rogie. 42 in the chat. Chuck a like while you're here. Thank you, guys. What do I think about the game so far? I feel like we've been a little lackluster. It's when we've got the ball and control in the footy, we've looked good, but that was a very small part of that quarter. And I feel like we've been let off the hook a little bit. So I'd like to see us improve, but I am not fuming yet because we do have a knack for starting quarters or starting games poorly. So if the game plays like that for the whole game, we're going to get slapped. But I don't think it will. It's my optimistic take on that. My overall ranking is 28,498. Midfield lacking any punch. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we kind of had 3 good mids, Reed, and Kelly, and one of them's missing. We don't deserve Reed. I don't know. We do. That's why the draft exists. A good team wouldn't deserve Reed. Just do a video on who's going to break into the 8 next year. I was trying to find out who's going to break to the 8 this year, but it's not a bad idea. Predicting next year's ladder. That will get me some hate. This will be a 2-goal game. Yeah, maybe. I see your point, yeah. What is the clearance count? I actually haven't. It's hard to do the chat and check all the stats. First 4 draftees are similar standard. So can't see the Eagles trading up. Yeah, West Coast wouldn't trade up. I think we might fall to the bottom of the ladder potentially. That's what all I meant. Need gap to get a bit of come on, pack guys. How do we get the live score up? I'm typing it. Really hoping Eagles don't go to Baker. I disagree. I think we're going to need players of that age. I'm actually more concerned about what we give up. But you look at our 25 to 27-year-olds now. I feel like will be important. Because a lot of our best players still may not have been drafted yet, you know. He reckons we'll beat the Suns and North. That's a big call. I'm surprised you think that we're going to beat North. An idea for West Coast starters and spots up for grabs. Do you mean in the 22? Yeah, I probably have a decent idea of what I think our best 22 is going to look like next year, if that's what you mean. Thanks, S10. Good to have you, mate. So, start this quarter. I think you would have got a shot on goal. Sharman. So he's lining up. Well, it's a good kick. Ooh, touch, I reckon. No, he's made it. Damn it. Hewitt is back around 1 next year, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I have a pretty good feel for our best 22. I feel like it'd be looking a little bit different to what is the selected team now. A little, maybe not that much. But I definitely have Hewitt in. Maybe you're right, he. That was kind of true in reverse in the first game we played, yeah. We'll see. I don't know if I trust this in Tassie. Hey, come on, Hunt. Well, lacking some composure in this game. St Kilda get a free. Yeah, Harley's looked a little lethargic since he's been back, but I think he looks better today than any game I've seen him so far since that. TV with another possession. Oh, Saints fumble allow us to get the ball back. On Cripps. Oh. Forgot Witherden was playing. Oscar, out of nowhere, the Eagles get a goal. That's what you want. That is what you want. Well done, Witho. Came out of nowhere. Purely because it was a bit of a sloppy turnover, but well done with it. So within 9 points. hope you're right here. I'd love a mood-boosting win. Ooh. A lot of players run past it. Oh, well done. Oh, TB. Skills from both teams in this game have been lacking. Pretty low skill game. Thinking Luke Trainer is a tall defender. I really do hope we go midfielder. I did pick, if you're referring to West Coast. I did pick Trainer in the first mock, but I feel like I'd much rather a midfielder or at least one midfielder if we don't split it. If we split it by midfielder. I think we can get like Draper or Langford or Layla. So many fumbles. Oh, Reed tackle with that. What Eagles played Marvel well. Yeah, well, I think the stats say we haven't won there in a long time since Collingwood in 2022, which is funnily enough the last time we won on a True Footy stream. But hang on, no, we beat the Bulldogs last year. Fuck, my bad. The stats say, I read an article, the stats say we hardly ever win there, but we hardly win it anywhere. We hardly win at Optus over the last 3. So, don't know what to read into that. I also think we generally play well there. Is my conclusion to that ramble. Oh, missed tackle. Cripps. Oh. How's Mason Wood got that much space? Brooklyn, that's right. Sorry. I have to slip all those references to previous wins in as I can. Last night's game was game of the year. Just about, I reckon. Off the top of my head. Damn Bulldogs. Yeah, the fallout from that game from a Bulldogs point of view was crazy. Remember the footage of the fans talking to the players after the game? My God. Almost made me regret it. St Kilda get a goal. Pies Roos. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. That was probably game of the year. These are the top handful, though. That's a good question, Jason. I don't know how much we can really achieve from a game style point of view in 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. It'll be total. I think for him, it'll be probably about giving opportunity and motivating and empowering these players. I don't think his MO will be to change the style too much. I don't think he can this late in the season. Ugh. Oh, I thought Sharman might have marked that. I feel like Jaden Hunt has been quite impactful in this game. Little scrappy, but getting his hands on the footy. And defensively done a few good things. Good tackle, Jimby. Who I want as coach. I haven't really decided who I want as coach. I kind of just back in the process, back in West Coast to make the right decision. Graham Hansen, Skipworth, and somebody else that's my 4 a.m. adult brain cannot recall, but I remember saying in the video, this bloke sounds interesting. I can't remember if it was GNC Accuser. I can't remember. What happens if Barats goes? I don't think he will. But it's hard to say it wouldn't be good for our list, depending on what we get. But if it's the Bulldogs or Collingwood, we're not going to get anything good. And those are the two teams he's linked to. Bailey, good mark, 20 metres out. Cox has ruled himself out. Story of my love life. But he will not be coaching West Coast. Gia Kusupno from Messenger, maybe. Yeah, Gia Kusupno. Maybe. For the life of me, I'm trying to remember who it was that I liked. It might have just been Skipworth. I think there was one more. Maybe it was Troy Chaplin. Oh my God, Bailey missed that. What the fuck? Bruh, hanging by a thread, Bailey Williams. I do like him, but let's be real. You can't you just can't suck that hard. It's not allowed. That's poor. This year I've really gone off a couple of players that in 2022 look like decent prospects. And that, how the fuck was that holding the ball? Bailey Williams and Jermaine Jones are two of those players. And I remember being a huge Rotherham fan, and I am not anymore. Nothing personal. But I don't know. I'm annoyed that he's picked a sub. I really think that's bullshit. I'll see how he's used before I say any more. Good mark, Petch. He's pretty good overhead, Petricelli. Oh, Edwards. Come on, man. It worked out all right. It was just a shitty kick. Ooh, nice. I'm a big Eagles fan, Leah. Yeah, Hansen's certainly a good candidate. Ryan to get weeks. I didn't even see that. Sorry. I must have somehow missed that. It was something like 28,000, Rogie. Oh, chop the arm, surely on True. Yeah, so Bailey and Jermaine were like 22 when they were playing well. So I was like, oh, these guys really had something different. And Bailey did have a great year last year. And maybe he's just having a down year. But I feel like Jermaine's down. God, we're lucky. We're lucky. I feel like Saints have left some on the board in this game for sure. $6K, not bad. 67th in the True Footy league. Nice. I think I'm. I can't check right now, but I think like 210, which is about halfway in the True Footy league, and that's about all I really expected. I'm not very good at fantasy. Not a particularly high quality game, this one. Chessa. Williams to find Hutch. Well done. Stuff, Eagles. Brass and Hunt. There you go. Ryan in trouble. I didn't even see that. How did I miss that? It's the worst team to watch in the comp. Don't know. Probably us, to be honest. It'd be really nice if we were annoying and kick a goal here, even though it would be against the play. Nah. Hung it out to the right. Yeah, I see your point here. Normally, that's not our strong suit. I feel like the Saints have just butchered a few opportunities. They should be further in front. That was poor from Ryan. Really poor. I don't know how you excuse a mistake like that from a senior player under zero pressure. He hits a Saints player in his shin. Like, I actually don't know who he's aiming for. Frustrating. I feel like Jinby's been pretty good with the ball. Oh, that's right, S10, yeah. Yeah, Govey's a legend. Seeing a cousin at the wall. I think that's harsh here. I actually reckon St Kilda's youth is good. Like Philippou, Darcy Wilson, Machito Owens, Windhager. Who else they're taken? That's not a bad start. I feel like there's somebody else I'm missing. Oof. Well done, Jermaine. Well done. That was better. Was it better from Liam? Fuck. Tough shot, that one. So 4 behinds in a row between both teams. Oh, Wangan and Miller. Thank you. The best one, arguably. Forgot to mention. All those guys are young. All those guys, I think, were drafted 2021 onwards. Maybe Owens was 2020. Could be wrong. Maybe he was 2021. Wilson, Wangan, and Miller, and Windhager. Once you can say have improved. That's true. Although Philippou looked pretty damn good when he came back from the VFL. Improvement's never linear. I think their youth is all right. It's just their team functionality is not at the moment. And in this game, it's polish that they're lacking. Liam. Ah, hit the post. So many behinds. 4 behinds in a row for West Coast, starting with the Bailey one. 2 behinds to Ryan, I think, and maybe just one. Can't remember. Would I trade Liam Ryan? I would only trade Liam Ryan for pick 7, which he's not worth. But if you said pick 7 for Liam Ryan, I would do it. That's kind of the point. Like he offers value to us, but unless it's a really good offer. Yeah. What did Ryan do? He hit the post earlier. He had a terrible turnover. Yeah. Shouldn't be proving you wrong. He's looked all right. His ball use has been good as well. As Jack Williams lines up for a goal. Great AFL talks. That's right, Rogie. Well, I said pick 7 specifically because the Hawthorn have that pick, but I sure as hell wouldn't do it for their second. You know? Jack Williams could go. Come on, Eagles. Decent little player, Jack Williams. And I say little in a very non-literal sense. Quite a large man. So, just like that, we're within 6 points. If we can stay with them, we can snatch it. I feel like they've been better so far, but we've been all right. We've been okay. We're probably playing to par at the moment. So, pleasingly, Zane True is on the field. which only just really confirmed. St Kilda win the clearance. Turnover. Well done. Good mark. Brady Hoff. Ugh. Oh, good mark, Jamie Cripps. Here we go. Just held up a little bit there. Fuck. Hold the ball. We looked out there when Jamie Cripps took that mark. It's frustrating the ball's coming back now. Chessa has not looked very quick lately, I've noticed. Like, his speed is decent, but he's meant to be very quick. And that's the second time he's sort of just held up. Whether he's just not going, I don't know. But we could have used his pace there and one other time. Yeah, that probably should have been 50. I don't know what the Eagles defender was thinking there. It would have been soft. Of course it's Witherden. Of course it's Witherden. What was he thinking? Why would you run over the mark 5-10 meters? 5 meters. Wangane Miller, Owens, Windy with 2021. There you go. So all those guys were drafted like in the same bracket as when West Coast have been drafting their guys. And I think their group is very strong. Yo, Waterman and Gov. I forgot about Gov for a second, actually. Oh. Great goal, memory. Proper naughty. That was naughty. Kind of makes up for some of the more obvious ones they've missed. Frustrating. Even though we didn't give up a free kick, I'm a little bit shitty at Witherden. Like running over the mark for no reason. He just does shit like that. And then he probably would have given away another 50 for complaining. Stocker off with concussion. Am I right in thinking that he has a history of concussion? I might be wrong there. Wow, remember he's finished goalless? Oh, just once. I thought it said 11 times against West Coast. I was like, what? Free kick against Bailey. He jumped very early there. Oh, so Stocker got bumped by Liam Ryan, did he? Okay, it's a problem. Duggan got concussed. Yeah, who was the first concussion for Duggan? I forgot about that. It did look like a bad one against Charlie as well. The ball is about 3 meters from the Eagles' goal and a ball up. St Kilda's offensive goal and touch through from behind. And touching an unbelievable amount of wood. Gross. Against North when Hutch bowled him over. Oh, yeah. That's right. And there was the bye. That's why he didn't miss. That's why I didn't clock it originally. There you go. Yeah, clearly touched. What on Hoffy? Yeah, it'd be good to see mixed day. That game is what time? I presume just after this. Yeah, just after this. GWS 7 points up against the Suns. I've got Green and Flanders in my fantasy team. I also put Marek on my fantasy bench once he was picked to play half back. And then a wing. Oh, Reed, how's that? Not out, says the umpire. Runs a bit far. Yeah, runs a bit far. That's all right. It was still nice. He's fast, though. Mm. Yeah, he definitely ran too far. But that's all right. It happens. He was under the pump as well. Like, he had to focus on getting the stiff arm, because if he didn't stiff arm him, he where's the superstar rule? If he didn't fend off, he would have just been wrapped up. He was like 4 Saints on 1. Like, I don't blame him for that. It was nice to see his pace used. We haven't seen that since he's been back, I don't think. How much do you think Scoops is raging at the umpires? He shouldn't. I feel like it's been well umpired, but yeah, that's not the point of the question, I realise. Yeah, his Facebook post after this game will be interesting. Oh, that's a question for you, Rogie, from He. Logan Evans. Oh, yeah, I got Humphreys. Humphreys is just starting my field now. It was kind of an afterthought. I added him. I was like, yeah, he's a 200k player that's debuting. I'll chuck him on. Then 80s and 90s, I think he's got. Barely noticed TK. Yeah, down year from TK generally, I reckon. After an amazing season last year, I thought. Considering the lack of support, I thought he worked really hard last year. TB's been a monster once again. Oh, what's happened there? Free kick? What was the free kick count? I feel like we're giving up a lot. I'm not saying it's unfair. I just feel like we're conceding a lot. This will be a certain goal as well, which is annoying. It's 11-8. Kelly has 12 touches. I did not notice that. I only remember him getting caught holding the ball. He would have stretched back out the lead. It's annoying. A good tall free agents. No, but there's some good draftees. All right. When did Collingwood enter the draft? Be in the 20s at this stage, given the ladder position. There'll be some talls around there, I reckon. Whether they're forward players, I don't know. Could you? Excuse me. Oh, what are you on? Could be an argument for Collingwood trading forward into this draft, considering I think there is a lot of talls going. Stockley's healthy. That's a good sign. 3 clearances for TK. Yes, not bad. He's at the ball drop now with Reed and Liam Ryan. It's another goal for St Kilda. Yeah, so we're the youngest team in the league this week, which is crazy. I have to keep that in mind. Armstrong, yeah. One of them could be available by a pick. Yeah. I mean, you probably need key backs and forwards, right? Considering Murphy. really got like Charlie Dean, but I mean Darcy Moore is also 30. I remember the shit I got from Collingwood fans in my pre-draft stuff because I didn't pick them to have a tall in one of my phantoms. Like, we're definitely going tall, bro. Then you took Toe Giath and Harry Dematia. Six seconds. We need a mark. And it is a turnover, and that is half time. JD not picked. Gov, Duggan, Waterman injured. That's true. Raina Travalia. I don't know if Travalia is necessarily tall. I think he's more of a medium-sized defender. We should be playing a lot better. I'm not stoked with where we're playing, but again, I just reminded myself we're the youngest team in the competition right now in terms of selected 23. And yeah, that's something to bear in mind. All right, I'm going to get my other coffee and fill up this bottle. I'll be 2 minutes. Chuck a like on the stream while you're here. Appreciate it. I'll get my thoughts. I think some of my frustration at its half is probably less about the way we're playing. We're probably playing exactly how we should be, with just some bad moments. But I feel like the frustration also comes from being within touching distance and getting within a goal and then conceding. There's a naughty little part of me that just wants to make this really close, at least. So Hunt to 16 touches, more than anyone else on the ground. Barras is also in the top 5. Jindy, third Eagle with 13 touches. That's good. Marek with a goal and 10 touches. So 52.5 for Ryan Marek. Not bad. I would love some AFL quizzes, by the way, Maxi. I would absolutely love that. Yeah. Let me know how I can find them. He's a good bloke. That's true. That's true. That's the second time Charlie Cameron's gotten off, hey? Just realised that. Always in touching distance every game, like 2 goals behind. We can't get close. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's better than last year, right? But yeah, this one just feels like we're on the verge of like really challenging them, and then they respond. They're just a bit better. This is honestly sad to see. Who are you referring to? Footy likes Richmond? By the look of the profile picture. Midfield needs a lift, including Billiams. I agree on Billiams. I put 10 on the Eagles. We might get there. Are we still a chance? Looking at team stats. So we're down 13 contested ball. So St Kilda are the top 3 side for contested ball over the last 5. Getting slightly bested uncontested. Uncontested marks, not too bad. Pretty even. Only down 2 in clearances. 0 tackles inside 50. It does feel like that. Only 20 inside 50 to their 35. So there's some upside there. We're only 19 points down. We're not getting the ball inside 50 or retaining it. But we're okay at clearance, so we just need to get a little tidier. G'day, Tiger. Tiger Walser? Nah, Tiger Walker. That's pretty good, Darthy. I might have taken that one. I think I don't remember what I got. That's pretty good. Bailey Williams out of contract. Ooh. I don't know off the top of my head. I reckon end of next. At a guess. He wouldn't have signed off any longer than that, in my opinion. Mitch Dawson says this will be Luke Edwards' last game. I'm not sure. They keep selecting him. Who's been poor? Scroll to the bottom here. Cripps just for 3 touches. Cripps, Allen, and the 2 Williams. Oh, God. Yeah, Bailey has been probably statistically the poorest. Petrocelli, 4 touches. Hutchinson, 4 touches. Cully, just the 5. Has Cully been getting set of bounces? I don't think I've seen him at set of bounces. He must be playing forward. Harley, just the 7 touches. Jesse Edwards, 7 touches. It's quite light. Hoff has been good, as has Marek. Marek's efficiency is 80%. Jinby's efficiency, 76. Yeah, Jinby's probably been our best young player, other than Hoff, maybe. Had 1 CBA. Thanks, Mitch. Yeah, that makes sense. Marek, BOG, second DB. I think. If you're talking about young players, yeah, but I think Tom Barras has been best Eagle on the field by far. Would have liked to see during this. But yeah, I mean, you can. Rotherham, why is he sub? What is the point? Unless they're intending to sub one of the tall forwards, I don't know. If you posted a link, Maxi, it didn't come through. $46 in the chat. Thanks for being here, guys. Chuck a like on if you don't mind. Be much appreciated. How do I think Chess is playing this week? A couple of dashing runs. What's he got? 7 touches, we said. He ends up with 14. He's been all right. He hasn't really done anything wrong. I probably wouldn't have brought him in as early as we did. I would have given him a couple of weeks in the waffle. Only 6 points down with a couple of minutes left, and then we just let the Saints kick 2 goals. Yeah, agreed. Frustrating, hey? I need Reed for 15. He can hit. Yeah, he should do. Yeah, pretty good summary, Footy Lux. We're good at clearance and pressure, sort of. St Kilda are much better at pressure. I would play Chester on the inside too, Mitchie. He's been okay. Oh, I see that Liam Ryan one. He shouldn't. I need to see more angles. It looks like he doesn't try and bump him. I reckon there's a defense to that. Watch AFL, Jeff. That's not me being a smartass. That's actually what it's called. Thanks, Max. I appreciate that, mate. I'll have a look at it. Yeah, the Luke Edwards holding the ball was costly. It is probably a slight improvement, I'd say. But I think that's comparing against the baseline of the 6-7 weeks before Simo got sacked, which I think was unacceptable. Where do you see live stats? I actually use Footy Live. So the AFL app stopped working on my phone, and now I use Footy Live. But AFL app is perfectly similar. Alternatively, afl.com.au. Click on the game, hit stats. Campy says we're looking shit. I think St Kilda would turn the game over in the 3 quarter. I think we have to improve to get closer than this. Is that a good insight? I think if we play like this in the second half, it could get worse. Could Marek be turned into a centre half back? I'd rather have Marek with the ball in his hands rather than worrying about what his opponent is doing. So maybe he could be like a halfback flanker. But I think turning him into a genuine key back would be a waste of his talents. He's also kind of skinny. So probably just not the best use of his abilities. I don't think that's what happened play on footy. I don't think Simo said that. I didn't hear that. And Simo also addressed that. He said something about shaving the mo. I still think in 5 years, West Coast will be ahead of the Saints, says Alex. I won't make any claims like that. But I think the game can, like the modern landscape of trade and draft means that you can rebuild a little bit quicker and effectively. And I'm intrigued to see how we do it. But I'm patient. I don't necessarily need us to be competing in 3 years. I don't think that's realistic. We swung hard at a premiership window and we have to deal with that. And that's fine. I'm stoic about it. I think those in the media wanted us to, start planning for the rebuild as soon as we won the last flag. And I'm comfortable with the decisions we've made. We've made some mistakes along the way, but who hasn't? And I think our fall off, this is getting way deeper than you asked, but I think our fall off in 2021 is really hard to explain. Like I might do a video on it on 2021. We were 8-5 at the middle point of that season, and the team that emerged after the bye was just horrendous, and it never got better. But you also factor in 2 years of an injury crisis on top of that. Led us to where we are today, and we're still not really much better. It's weird. But I think where I was going with that is that I'm comfortable with the fact it's going to take us some time. I'm not going to say we're going to be better than St Kilda in 5 years. I think they've got some good youth. But well-managed clubs, which I believe that we are, despite the narrative out there, I think we are a good, powerful club. We do tend to come back. If you give us the Adelaide trajectory, I'll take that. They still haven't made finals since the 2017 grand final, but save for a couple of type of player gaps that they've got, I think they're a pretty good young team. Yeah, Jimby's been decent. Opinion on the Stocker incident. It looked innocuous. It looked like Ryan was a bit unlucky. But I'm not going to even bother trying to predict what they're going to do. But I think if there's a case to be made for Ryan not doing a lot wrong there, could he have done more to get out of the way? Maybe that's where the game's at. But considering some other things, I have no idea how to predict that will go. Is it true Nisbet handled the list from 2020 onwards? I'm a little bit murky on that. I think what happened was Craig Bozzo was in that role, and it was rumoured that he had some personal issues. Now, it was described as a breakdown. I don't want to throw that word around lightly, but that was how it was described, and he just went missing from West. No, he didn't go missing. He meant missing from the public eye. Like, he stopped being on videos on our website and stuff like that. So I could see that being the case if that timeline matches up. Who else have we had in that role since? I'm a little bit murky on that. It was the first time hearing that Nisbet took over, but I know that we had a messy history with the list management role. I think if you break down our moves in isolation, our list management moves since 2021, it's not as bad as Sam McClure will make you think. Guy that looked like Elton John. So he was that was our national recruiting manager that eventually got moved into that role, but I don't think that was as long ago as 2020. There you go, Alex. Happy with the way the squad is at for the Crows. I agree. There's some positional needs for sure. But in terms of the spirit that Adelaide's played with for the last few years, I think that's all right. Yeah, nothing is being said of Richmond out there, by the way, by Sam McClure and company. They're just like, oh, yeah, natural end of the cycle. And to be fair, Richmond did win 3 premierships. I'm aware of that. And nor am I throwing shit at Richmond. But I'm just saying it's interesting considering that Richmond went for Taranto and Hopper, but nobody seems to be focusing on that. Whereas it's all Tim Kelly trade and not sacking players and trading them for massive discounts. I just think that's interesting because I think Richmond are very similar from a list management point of view to where West Coast are and have been. But I don't want it to be my thing to come out and be like, hey, Richmond's doing just as poorly as the West Coast from a list management point of view. That's not the kind of commentator I want to be. But I think there are some parallels there, but it's just very harsh on West Coast. That being said, we have been extremely fucking poor. So it's easier to make that. That's a fair point, Alex. I think we're in a good spot there. It'll be interesting to see what Collingwood does. I think Collingwood and Melbourne. Oh, Melbourne's drafted well, but I think Collingwood's list at the moment, in theory, is vulnerable with the Tasmania thing. However, with Collingwood, unlike other teams, I feel like they can just attract free agents and players and smooth out that transition quite easily. Hi, Graz. You would take 3 premierships for where they're at now, however. I agree, Jogon. Yeah, I'm really not trying to shit on Richmond. It was more just pointing out the irony and the difference of treatment in the media of where West Coast are at and where Richmond is at. And I realise we've been shitter for longer. And, the Sydney and 30-goal loss, I understand. But nobody's really talking about the decision to go for Taranto and Hopper that cost them 2 firsts and 2 seconds. And the team's fallen off a cliff, right? Liam Baker is interesting. A lot of people are saying they're going to split the pick. Yeah, I don't like that decision. I think that's John Ralph saying that. I think he's right that we'd have to do something like that to get him. I don't think we can get Liam Baker for pick 27. But I don't want that to happen. I'm happily. Yeah, sorry, Rogi, I did see it, but I decided to prioritize other messages. What was I saying? I literally actually forgot what I was saying. It is still 6 a.m. here. Liam Baker. I would rather split the pick and keep both picks or 3 picks or whatever it is. There's another message here. Oh, Gaff. So with Gaff, we've only gotten pick 19 for that. So I'm comfortable with him staying. Which is worse, the Taranto Hopper deal or the Tim Kelly deal? I don't know. I guess time will tell. But I don't really have any regrets about us doing that. And I don't know. I don't think keeping those picks and not trading for Tim Kelly would have at all mitigated how bad the last few years have been for us. We'd probably be in a slightly better list position, but maybe like we'd have Georgiades. I did a whole video on what would have happened. There is a chance we took Chad Warner. There is a chance, but we don't know. You don't think it made sense, Pat, to go for Tim Kelly when we were 1 year removed from a premiership? Literally 12 months. Our midfield wasn't strong, Pat. Like it was the weakest line in a premiership quality team that should have at least made the top four the following year. We had third wrapped up and we lost to Hawthorn, who missed the finals in the final round at Optus. So we were like in the mix. Second half has started, by the way. But yeah, but what happened like even before 2021 and 22? Like there was like 55 games with Shui and Kelly, our three best midfielders. It's like 55 games or something, and they'd only played together 12 times in that lot. It was just unfortunate. G'day, Jai. Yeah, I agree on Elijah Hewitt. I agree. It's no good kids with those picks at all. Not too sure what the Tigers picks. That's a good question. That might be worth looking into what Richmond could have. Oh, Ryan's at the post again. Isn't Bamboo really strong, Richard? But hard. Oh, shouldn't be. Saints get out of trouble. Balsa would. Yeah, fair enough. I was going to say Bamboo's extremely strong. Harley doesn't originally go to Hoff. Oh, that's 2 up and under Hoff. Oh, Ryan made it look good. Didn't quite get paid the mark, unfortunately. Yeah, I think Pat. I do think we were a little bit generous in that trade, considering what you just said. The fact that it got done on day 2 of trade period shows or demonstrates that we're a bit generous. Big trades like that never happen that early. Oh, wrap up the tackle. Okay, good. Ryan's having a shocker. He's having a very almost game, but yeah, I would agree he's not playing at his best by any stretch. But you feel like a couple of those shots at goal go through that mark. We could have 3 goals. Oh, geez, blind kick. GK was not contracted. Rogie says, I feel like the Pies are a little too generous at the trade table. Yeah, so that was through Vozo, our list manager at the time, I think. So if he wasn't list manager, he was like, he became head of football afterwards. I forget the details of exactly what his role, but either way, he was the one talking about it. And he was saying the West Coast philosophy sort of became get the deals done easily for the sake of the player as well. Like Tim would have been stressed to that period. Have good relations with teams in terms of trades, and hopefully that calm will come back. But there has not been one occasion where I think we've done well at a trade on value since. So I don't think it's paid off. Come on, Eagles. Damn, it's a solid start. We had a couple inside 50s there, but no reward. And now St Kilda have the ball in the centre of the ground. Flynn was a free agent. Brockman was like pick 45 and 46. Well, it was some sort of swap of thirds. It was actually pretty good value, that one, to be fair. But that being said, he hasn't been that good, so we'll see about that. Years ago, we talk about the lack of high accountability culture that's in the club after poor performances at game review day. I don't think I did hear him talk about that. I mean, there's no doubt. I'm not going to push back on that. That's possibly true. Standards haven't been amazing. Grass. Come on, man. Someone asked what I'd give up for Liam Baker. So, hang on. Alan. So there's football happening. Liam Ryan has it about 55 out, right up in the flank. It's a bit of a lollipop pass and it's spoiled. Decent play by West Coast, well defended by St Kilda. In the end, the kick wasn't quite flat enough. Yeah, I feel you, Max. Sometimes I do that as well. That's why I'm trying to also concentrate. Oh, Liam. What is going on, brother? Drops the ball and takes an age to react to his own mistake. Liam's definitely not having a good game. What happened to Cole there as well? Like, look, Membry's a lot stronger, but I felt like Cole stopped and then thought about it, then fell over. Maybe I'm being harsh. It just didn't look good. Yeah, I would love to see that replay too. Well, I would like to see it, Richard. Maybe it just looked funny, but it felt like he thought about it before falling over. He took a knee. Yeah. Brian was sensational last week. Sometimes it happens. I remember even being the shitty player that I was. I remember I'd also like when I had a good game, I would always play shit the next week. Probably just don't get yourself up in the same way. A knee for Trump. Yeah, Tom Cole took a knee. Oh, God. What would I give up for Liam Baker? So what is he worth? I think he's worth a late teens pick. I would be willing to give up our second rounder, which is below his value, because I feel like he would add something to us, but for where we're at, I don't think we should be giving up any kind of top 10, 20 pick and have to trade down for that. I don't like it. I don't like it. West Coast play badly. Yeah, I know. I mean, this game isn't too horrendous. I think, considering we actually are the youngest team this round, I'm a little bit more forgiving than I was, after the Hawthorn game, for instance. So we went from 7th oldest against Melbourne to the youngest now. So I bear that in mind. I don't think it's been horrible. It's been frustrating. St Kilda's pressure's been good, even though they've probably let us off in front of goal, or at least going inside 50. Well done, Hoff. Okay, that kick. No, I think he handled that situation okay. He had nothing, and he didn't get caught. Ugh. Well done, Steele. Too easy for the Saints. Yeah, LDU is definitely a play you give up a lot for, I reckon. Oh, good. What's Witherden done? Witherden sucks, man. I'm sorry. He just sucks. Uh, he's missed. That sums up this game. Yeah, that was some realness. Oh, he just shits me with it. I really do like him. Like, you see him interviewed in press conferences, you're like, you're a good bloke to have around the footy club and very smart, really good speaker. But I just wouldn't pick him in this team. But we just don't actually have that many good defenders. We really need to recruit some defenders. Like, Witherden and Rotham have really good job security. I'd be giving Jordan Baker a debut, but he is very skinny. Saints goal. Oh, good. This game's starting to take on a familiar tone. So magnets would be good. $10 million. Oh, come on, Eagles. Don't let this. You deserve to be not slapped. Yeah, Jordan Baker had a couple of good runs in that game. So he's very different to Witherden. We actually need a defender. But I just feel like Witherden just loves giving away a free kick, eh? It's just like, I haven't been on TV for a bit. Might give him a set shot in front of goal. I'm being a jerk, but like, I'm just criticizing him. His performance. He did have a good intercept and set up a goal earlier, didn't he, Witherden? But I don't think he's good enough with the ball in hand to justify him not being good at anything else. What is that kick? Who was that? I realize there's probably a lack of options, and that worked out okay, but that could have easily been horrible. Was that also Witherden? I'm sorry to say, but it could have been Witherden. He is a good kick of the footy, and it was a decent kick. It was just a bad decision. Oh, Jack Williams, really strong mark. Well done. Really strong mark from Jack. Well done. Yeah, Hunt's been better, I think, in the D50. He's moved off the wing. Well, we do need this, if anyone wasn't aware. Sorry, Ben, did I ignore you? What did you say? Ignored? Or do you mean like somebody ignored you as a mod? You did ask me about Luke Edwards. Another player that's probably gone. He's okay. He has some AFL traits. That was a good goal by Williams, by the way. I think he does some things well. He's just little bits vanilla and low possession. So you do wonder if he played 20 years ago in the AFL, he might have been a different player. Well, he'd be the same player, but he might get more of the footy and be a better footballer. Hunt was a good pickup. And that's an argument for going for Liam Baker, but the key difference is Hunt was a free agent. So Jack goes straight to the centre to be ruck now. Got to be happy with the way he's developing, Jack. Ooh. Brando Rotherham and Witherden. Yeah. I feel like Rotherham had so much potential when he started. I do wonder if we kind of ruined him. Schofield was bloody good third tall defender, though. And you could also loosely say that Wellingham and Shepherd were third talls at various points of their career. But I get your point, yeah. Henry's got an injury. I will do Wooden. I'll have a look a little bit later if you don't mind. Don't even know where my phone is. But yeah, sounds good. Cheers for that. What do you mean Rotherham was ruined by the Eagles? Oh, I didn't really mean that any seriously. I just think that he was a very talented young man when he was drafted, like tall, athletic, fast, skillful. And he was sort of shoehorned into being a third tall defender. And what changed with Rotherham, of which first of all takes away a lot of his offensive ability, which I think he has. You know, he's not dissimilar to Marek. Not quite as talented as Marek, I'd say, but oh dear. Sorry, nearly a turnover in the middle of the ground. That's not holding the ball, bro. That is not holding the ball. That's annoying. He took ages to get rid of it. He also didn't get tackled properly. That's why. And then he got put to the ball. Don't pay that holding the ball, you jerk. I feel like you got to have a higher expectation on the tackler. Like, complete the bloody tackle. All he did was touch him. And maybe a replay will make me look silly, but that was the way it looked to me. He caught on holding the ball as it came off the boot. I agree. I know that the tackle went on for ages, but he didn't complete the tackle properly. He's gone too early there. They love a holding the ball decision. Umpiring has never been better. Is Harley playing? Oh, he had the kick out then. I actually sort of missed that. Is he playing a lot more backward of centre? It's not a bad call, to be honest. Hutch flies high. Thankfully, we got away with it a little bit. Fair enough. I didn't know that was a rule change, but I think it's stupid. Oh, Cripps. Cripps has had a horrible day. He really has had a horrible day. He took one mark on the wing, no doubt, and there's been a couple of missed tackles and whatever the hell that was. I love Jamie Cripps. He's one of my favourite all-time Eagles. Well, one of my favourite Eagles of this generation. I think he's underrated, but he is not playing well. That was poor, really poor. But they will call it faster. Fair enough, Josh. I just dislike it. Ooh. Sinclair slapped it out of Kelly's hands. I'm almost half expected that to be holding the ball. Has Cripps done anything this year? We get your point. I feel like Cripps does just add a lot that we don't have with his defensive running, generally speaking. So what I'll say is I see the difference between what he has and what Gaff does and what Darling does. And I think from a leadership point of view, there's still something to be had there. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that he needs to play every game though. Oh. That's funny, Max. This is getting one-sided, if it wasn't already. JJ says he does too much, what, with all of his 6 possessions? No, I get his point. It's probably true, yeah. Not quite skillful enough to do some of the things he tries to do, maybe. I feel like he doesn't try and take on that many difficult kicks, though. He still turns it over. This game just feels a bit like a tease, you know? Like, I feel like we're doing 75% of a ball, like a chain of possession well, and then we mess up the end, and then they score. And I mean, the scoreline is fair. It's just, yeah, it feels like we've left some on the table, which might be an illusion. I don't know. St Kilda. Oh, the Saints have been way better than us, don't get me wrong, but I feel as though I am grateful we are not playing a really high-quality team, because this would be threatening 100 points. Just simply because they've looked like out sometimes and not done anything with it. Not tipping West Coast has done well this season. Yeah, I'm glad I changed my tip. Josh, I think he had a sore neck, Yoey. Probably at the point of the season where we're saying 50-50s and soreness to senior players, just get a kid in. Earlier in the year, he might have played. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass there. So there could be something to that. But on Jones. Oh, why isn't that holding the ball against Jermaine Jones? Some player was loosely touching him. I'm being facetious. Was that with him? He just kicks him out on the ball. Not funny. It's serious. He stinks, man. Yeah, I hate ragging players on camera, but nobody really watches these streams anyway. I do appreciate all of you, though. Just taking the piss. If Witherden gets a contract, I'll not be happy. But we do need some defenders. Like, I would actually understand if we don't cut him, purely because I just don't know who else you'd bring in other than Jordan Baker. Like, Bergiel has now been converted to a wingman forward. Harley Reid on a True Footy podcast would slap. Can we see Jesse Pulley go up? I'm trying to think of when I most... Oh, actually, the one time I went off big was the last time we played St Kilda at Marvel. It was the last time we played them there, 2021. I vlogged it and streamed it. I think it's all true. Nice. Oh, it takes on too much. Good tackle. There's a vlog, I think it's called like Eagles Snuff. He loses it on I don't know, on YouTube or something like that. You can't, because nobody's... No, I'm taking the piss. Actually, the Eagles streams do get a few people in. I appreciate you. I'm having fun. I guess I just contrasting it into like doing an Eagles review of a game where I slaughter players with, 3,000, 5,000 people might watch it depending on the game versus a live stream. It just feels different. I can be a bit more emotional. It's also different in the middle of the game. Oh, God. It's not funny, but Jamie Cripps. And it's holding the ball. Wait, why is it holding the ball? What do you do? Sit on it? Fuck. It's only funny because our hopes and dreams for this game have already died. Sometimes things are just so embarrassingly bad. It was hilarious. I'd love to see a replay of Cripps there. What's happened there? Deliberate? I don't think that was deliberate. I think everyone, including the umpire, knows it wasn't deliberate. Sorry, somebody said something about moving to the UK. Move to the UK and realize I can't watch any footy without getting a VPN. So if it's KO, you can switch to watch AFL, which I'd probably recommend, to be honest, because you don't need a VPN and therefore the connection's better. Less awareness than Stevie Wonder. I saw a creepy video of, I think, is it Lady Gaga blows a kiss to Stevie Wonder and he blows a kiss back. I don't know if it's edited or what, but it's like, whoa, how did you know she did that, bro? Oh, Harley takes a very good run. Oh, gives it a withered, and that'll end well. I'm just taking the piss now. Oh. Oh, God. This game's horrendous. I feel like Harley's racking up a fair bit of footy in the back half. It's nice to see him get his hands on the footy, even if it is easier to get. It's all an act. Yeah, imagine that. Does that transfer over for free? No, you'd have to cancel one and start the other. Are you like month to month with KO? Is it possible to do a whole year? Yeah, you'll have to weigh that up. But a VPN also costs a little bit of money depending on which one you get. It was edited? That's funny. Okay, thanks, Darthy. I thought that would be the case, but it was still funny. Is it the worst game of the year? I don't think it's the worst game of the year. But that shows how far we've fallen, hasn't it? No, I think the effort's there. It's the skill and composure, which we just lacked all season. But even Cripps, I mean, it wasn't a lack of effort. It was just like the ball just didn't sit for him, and his back looked wooden. VPN KO loop, yeah, that's a fairly good advice, Maris. I think I did that earlier this year. Every Saints game is the worst game of the year. That's funny. That's not a bad shout, Darthy. I was also thinking of the Adelaide loss. I don't think the effort's been bad. Maybe you're right. I don't know. It feels like we're trying hard. We're just fumbling it. I wouldn't trade any of Jack Williams, Waterman, or Reed for draft capital. I mean, Reed we just drafted, right? I suppose your point is that we've got an oversupply. I don't think we have an oversupply. Waterman, Allen, and one of those two as the third tall and second ruck, and then one in reserve. I think we hold that and see how they develop. and play Marek further up the ground. Trade Bailey Williams is not a bad shout. So that is 3/4 time. I think the worst game of the year is yet to come. Don't say that, Josh. Oh, the Derby. I do have a bad feeling about the Derby, to be honest. Melbourne have a 5-year deal on the table for Jake. What can Melbourne offer us to make us really interested in that? It would need Jake being like, yeah, let's do it, which is possible. It would suck to see him go. We'd need Melbourne to plummet, which is possible. I think they've turned their shit around, though. But it would require 2 firsts for us to really sniff at that, I reckon. So then who do we go with as our forwards next year? Allen, Jack Williams, Jack Darling, dare I say, and Archer. Probably leaves us needing to draft another one. Maybe Marek. Kind of like Marek in a different role. Am I missing someone? I suppose we got Cohen Livingston. Look, I could be talked into it. Oh, Pickett in a first for go all right as well. Definitely. But 2 firsts is also like 2 late firsts, right? Probably with Melbourne. So I don't know if it's juicy enough. Max Lynch, Tom Phillips Cup. Dermot Brereton played for Collingwood, didn't he? Excuse me. I haven't minded Jinby today, Maris. I think he's probably going to become a defender, honestly. Come on, Rogie. Get out of it. How's your premiership defense going, bitch? I'm just kidding. Oh, God. Collingwood legend Dermot Brereton. Yeah. Who else played for those 2 clubs? Who played for West Coast and St Kilda? I'm going to say Fraser Gehrig, most obvious. Cody Stevens. Jamie Cripps. David Sirakowski. That's 4. Who else? G'day, Dylan. How's that 18 premiership defense going? Wooden spoon defense is going real well, actually. I don't even know what that means. Do you want to win another wooden spoon, or is it about avoiding it? Because we're kind of like right in the middle of it right now. If Jimdy was cleaner with the footy, he'd be ready for the midfield. Yeah, a bit of time still, I reckon, for Jinby. Wait till he gets 50 games. No one in the team is clean at the moment. That's the thing. And his efficiency, well, it was good at halftime. It was 76%. Tom Hickey, good shout. He's up to 18 possessions, 72% efficiency. I think he's been all right. I think Jinby's like trajectory is more like a Jack Crisp than, as in, sorry, like the prototype of what he wants to be is more Jack Crisp than a real bullocking midfielder. I mean, Crisp is a very good player, and we'd be lucky if he gets that good. But I could see him being more defender than midfielder, but still hopefully becoming a good midfielder with time in there. Yeah. I said it a little bit earlier. I understand why Cox doesn't want to come over. When you hear him explain it, it makes sense. West Coast need a clean out. Yeah, I think the clean out's coming. I think that will happen this year. What position does Elijah slot in? Forward rotating midfielder. He's kicked some good goals from stoppages in the forward 50 before. Like, he's got some forward craft. I would slot him in there, let him build into the midfield. Just the Swans, Darthy, I reckon. Yeah. I wasn't necessarily. I didn't have my heart set on Dean Cox necessarily. I think I'm happy to let it play out. Like there's Hanson, there's Graham, and there's Skipworth. And Chaplin apparently is the next guy I preferred from memory. But we generally get this process right, the Eagles, the coaching selection one. We'd hear someone actually want to live in Sydney. Isn't Sydney a good place to live? What do I think of Reed's game today? He had an okay first half, 7 touches. Love to see him get a bit more of the footy. Then in that quarter, it felt like every time he got the ball was in D50 and he had 8 possessions, and I think he used the ball all right. I think he's been okay without being great. Cully just the 7 touches. Again, not sure. Not sure how to assess because I don't know where he's been lining up in his time on ground. One of the most expensive cities to live in the world. Yeah, I don't know actually how much stacks up, but I mean, Manchester's pretty expensive. Probably not as much as Sydney. And yeah, London. London's pretty fucking crazy. So that's my point of reference. But he's well paid, so I presume. So I'm sure he does all right there. No, I actually live near Manchester. Not in Manchester, but I live near it. So thankfully, the cost of living is a bit lower. Chester subbed. There you go. For Rotham. Oh, that's an inspiring change. And another goal. Yeah, it's pretty expensive down there, hey? Down in London. Oh, this game could have been better. I'm so glad I changed my tip. So I have a double whammy of publicly tipping West Coast and look like an idiot, and the Eagles losing. £6 for a coffee is bullshit, hey? It's literally cheap, more expensive, even in Macclesfield where I live, it's more expensive to get a coffee than it is to get a pint. Weird place. I don't mind it though. I haven't watched too much True Geordie purely because he talks a lot on like topical stuff, like the Jay Slater thing, P Diddy, and I just don't really get into that stuff at the moment. He talks about like serious conspiracies, and I don't know. I kind of liked it when he was just more shooting the shit, you know. I still love him though. Never punched a pillow harder than today. Come on, Rogie. That would explain my algorithm. Oh, don't let this game blow out, Eagles. I mean, it's already blown out a bit, but if it gets worse, then it's just embarrassing. Well done, Jimby. Sort of. You can, Leon. London prices are outrageous. Yeah, it's like $15 for a pint. Is True Geordie the bloke that Conor McGregor clicked on Twitter voice note? I think so. I don't use Twitter, but memory mark in front of TV. But I do vaguely remember them going back and forth. Yeah, 15. It's crazy. Who is Hoff playing on? I thought I saw him on Higgins a while ago. I stopped paying attention to that. True Geordie probably would love Aussie rules, but he's such a diehard Newcastle fan. It would never like fully capture him, I think. Ooh, 46 points, bruh. the Saints have definitely improved. Like their last 6 weeks, save for the Adelaide loss, they're playing better than they were. But yeah. Do you think it would win a game between Hawthorn and Richmond? Oh, that's a tough one. Two very different styles. I'd say Hawthorn, but in a grand final, I might feel differently. Both teams were clutch. I feel like home and away, Hawthorn would have them. In a grand final, that'd be tough, though. That'd be an amazing grand final to see, wouldn't it? Thanks, He coming through with some that's against through this game. I suppose you're right, though. It is a young team out there. Oh, another shot on goal here for St Kilda. West Coast has now got to be the worst team in the comp. Yeah, I do my power rankings most weeks, and I've had us last since the Adelaide loss, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. I think I was on holiday when that happened. But pretty much since then, we've been the worst team in the comp. Yeah. That was a week after the Melbourne win. We used to beat Hawthorn during their premiership years. Yeah. I mean, I don't remember that, but that's interesting. Because Richmond were decent 13, 14, 15. I think they made the finals all 3 of those years and lost in week 1 from memory. It's a great idea, Rogie. The prices for like front row tickets would just go through the roof. Oh, thanks, lol. What a legend. Dropping $8. Thank you, mate. And thank you for the commiserations as well. Much appreciated. You're a legend. It does make this a little bit easier to consume. I'll do my best, EE. I will tip North to beat West Coast, definitely. Oh, this is getting ugly. Like my soul is withering away. God bless you, lol. Giving me that right as the game starts to turn to shit. I appreciate you. No camaraderie in this team. Yeah, fair point. Very possible to get a wooden spoon. I think so too. 1,000-yard stare. You're dead right. That is exactly what it was. Have the Saints look good? I think they look good, but it is hard to tell. It is hard to tell. Honestly, like at the start of the game, it felt like they just let us off a bit. We've gone with a very young. So look at the centre bounce where we are getting slaughtered right now. Reed, Jack Williams, Jinby, and Zane True. That is as young as it gets. So we win the clearance there. So fair play. Like, we do have some kids in there. And at this point, that is probably the right way to do it. So glad we brought Josh Rotham on, bro. Memory marks. Mate's brother's Harvey Johnson. I went to primary school with Harvey as well. Has he been all right? Yeah, Harvey's a good little player, I reckon. Played well in the waffle. Played one game as sub, and another one. I think he got a full game in his second game. He was all right. Yeah, didn't get a lot of the ball, but he's. I think he's got talent. I reckon he will play AFL more in the future. Yeah, Witherden did not read that well. I hope you're right, LZRS. not going to make any claims like that right now, though. The players were wrong. Is that a Simo reference? All right, let's have a look at the centre back. So we got Reed, Jinby, and Ryan with Jack Williams now. So it is a very young midfield on the ground. St True running off a half-forward flank. Does it right there. Reed's had at least 20 possessions now, so he's been all right. Good kick. Who was that? Was that Battle or something? Good kick out of defense. Would you rather Harley Reid go to Fremantle or lose a grand final route? That's fucked. That's awful. I think I'd rather Fremantle win the premiership. Oh, it's going well, isn't it? Who's that, Max? 2 years ago, he talked about his nephew worked really hard and got drafted by the Eagles. I'm trying to work out who you're talking about, sorry. Oh, the uncle of Hewitt. I see. Yeah. Oh, Free beat you. That's fucked. I love that. I don't know. I think I'd rather Fremantle premiership than lose Reid to Fremantle. Because it's not like I get to choose us beating Fremantle in grand final. Right. It just doesn't happen at all. Sack Schofield. That'll fix us. True, that was a good handball by True, and well done by Reid too. Good back to 100 points. One thing I will say for us is this: that since this started to get real bad, it's been when like the kids have been in the midfield. Thoughts on priority picks? Tough one because we've changed what priority picks are meant to be. I think West Coast could ask for one, and maybe should. I don't agree with this idea that it's your fault that you're in the position you are, because I think that applies to every team ever. Yeah, going well, Cardi. Thanks, brother. Nah, that's a good point, Darthy. That's a good point. I got 60 in the chat. I think people have clicked on to see how my reaction to this. This is getting gross. I won't lie. It's going to take a while, isn't it? This rebuild. If you didn't already know. Another 3-win season. I think you're right. Drew's almost kicked you off his stream. That's good. Oh, St Kilda just about to go through the corridor with ease. Oh, how do you... 2 free Saints players. St Kilda's last win was 2015. What do you mean last win? Oh, last 100 point. Oh, let's not even go there. It's still only 65 points. It could be. Come on, Eagles. Give me something. Give me something from these 12 minutes. GWS really pulling away ahead of Gold Coast too, as a side note. Hunt's had 27 touches. Reid's only got 17. I thought he was on 18 at 3/4 time. Oh, I must say it was 15. That's right. It was 15. All right, come on, Eagles. The comeback is on. Hunt with possession 28. It's a bad one. Real bad. Harry Edwards inside 50. Bailey loves just like getting a bit of hand contact on his marking attempts and then fading away. Sarong, Brayshaw, and Walters. I wouldn't do that deal. That's a terrible deal for us. Oh, well done, Brass. Give him full votes for the best and fairest this week. Good mark by Bailey. Finally. It'd be worse. You could have Rotham out of the team, all right? Yeah. What an uninspiring choice as sub, seriously. What was that, Luke Edwards? Did he think that was an Eagles player? It was a very, intentional chip pass to that player specifically. That was weird. Let's throw an Oscar back. Oh, my God. That's how you know things are really bad. I think we did that against Sydney. If you weren't watching West Coast right now, then where you at? Oh, man. Lol, coming through with the goods. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate you. That is enough for a pint. It is Saturday morning. I could go for some pints. No, I've actually really cleaned up my action last week. But I'll use it for a coffee. I appreciate you. Thanks, mate. Jesse Sugar Daddy. Yeah, everything helps. Every dollar helps this YouTuber in need right now. That's right, Josh. It was weird in that it just didn't look like a shank. It looked like he literally meant to do that. And Cripps, nice. Yeah, good game. This might be the worst game of Jamie Cripps' career. And I don't say that with hate, and I'm not saying we drop him. I'm just saying objectively, I don't think Cripps has ever played this poorly. It will be easy to decide on the list changes. Well, the Zane True is the only one I think that's given us something to think about. It depends how hard we cut, though. Luke Edwards is gone, definitely. Witherden has to be gone. Rotham gone. Jermaine Jones gone. We just need some defenders, though. Which makes me think Witherden might survive, but the others, nah. Cripps played some shockers when he was at St Kilda. I actually don't remember him, I don't remember watching him at St Kilda. I remember him being drafted. The goal, great. Colonel or Dacos to Eagles, but only for the rest of 2024. Definitely Dacos. I don't think a key forward would really make much difference to us right now. We have some pretty good key forwards. No, definitely Dacos. We do look exhausted too. Zane has done nothing today. I think he's been okay. The bar's low. I think he's been okay. Yeah, maybe it would be pointless. I wouldn't give him a contract right now, but I think the last week or two has given me enough to think we'll see how you go at the end of the year. But you keep him in the team for now. Reed, Jinby, and Kelly at the centre. So Jinby getting a few centre bounces this last quarter. So if there's anything to be said for this last quarter, it's it's just full steam ahead with the youth. So that's good. Right now, Rogie, I would choose the wooden spoon and Freo getting slaughtered in the grand final. But I don't want that to be the default every year, right? Both of those would be bad. Baker, Taranto, and Dusty. No way, Leon. No way. Well done, Cole. I always like to leave it until it's too late to kick. Oh, Edwards too slow. Got the hands out though. I think Cole's safe though. It's just like I said, we don't have anyone else to pick. All our worst players are medium-sized defenders at the moment. Would you just move to Melbourne so you don't have to be in Perth if Freo won the Granny? That would be a horrible combo, wouldn't it? It is possible that both of those things happen this year. Like, it is possible that I don't think Freo will win the grand final, but let's say they make it and play Sydney. They do play Sydney well. Who knows? And we could definitely win the spoon. Call into a pressure forward, maybe. I mean, at this point, you'd try for it, right? At this point of the season. But we probably need the defenders more, right? We've got a few forward options. The new West Coast song sucks. No, I don't enjoy it. But I did like the old one. Will I be streaming next week? Yeah, we got the Derby next week, which means the game's at like 10:30 here. Absolutely, I'll be streaming that. Lock it in, Eddie. I don't expect it to go well. Elaine says Harley will definitely leave West Coast. I don't think he'll definitely leave anytime soon. But we needed much better 2025. Much better 2025. At the moment, I wouldn't blame him for feeling like this is a shit place to be. But, you know, at round 9 of this year, it looked all right, didn't it? Round 10, beat Melbourne. Oh, the whole Birds of Tokyo is song is a dumpster fire, in my opinion. Domshi as well. I hope so, but he's contracted, so we'd have to pay him out. I honestly hope we turnover from Reed is not good. I honestly hope we pay out Darling and Sheed. I don't know how realistic that is. West Coast beating Freo would be an all-time hilarious result. I do agree with that. I did a video a few years ago about weird results in a season that it banged, and I'm going to do that this year. I think all of West Coast wins, or maybe not the Richmond one, but definitely the Derby. What possible positive can an interim coach make from this game? You'd be focusing on 2 senior players playing well, Hunt and Barras, and then focusing on the under 21s. I think Hoff's been all right. We already kind of knew he's a good player. I think Jinby's been good. Reed's been all right, but again, not really showing us anything we didn't know. Marek did all right. I haven't really noticed Marek since first quarter. Kelly has had 23 touches. Bruh, I didn't know that. Marek with a couple of possessions now. Oh, Jack Williams has showed some signs again. Tom Cole's had 20 touches. He had 22 last week. Come back, Simo. All is forgiven. Other than that, no real positives. Other than the fact as well that we've picked a young team, which doesn't sound like a positive, but I'd rather be losing this game 72 points with the youngest team in the competition than the 7th oldest. It at least shows some. It shows like an intention. Out of nowhere, St Kilda just started jailing every single goal in the world. You should do your drafty highlights reactions again. Thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoyed those. I wasn't sure how well they received, but I do intend to do them. I haven't noticed the crowd numbered, no. What is the score of this last quarter? What was the score at 3/4 time? Was it 69 to 35? Have they kicked 9 goals straight? No, they've kicked 7 goals too. They've scored 44 points, in the last quarter. 44 to nothing this quarter. McCubbin and Barras for Wiedering and Lob. I don't know okay, so Wiedering would be a good move for us, but Lob, no. That's just swapping veterans. And Wiedering's not a veteran, but I don't think we get enough out of that. And yeah, also Rory Lob. Hutchinson with a 1-2. Bumbly. Hunt. Up and under kick. Harley's deep forward. Ugh. I think Liam Ryan will be suspended. I think realistically, if he gets suspended, it's got to be for a week only, right? Like he maybe could have done more, but he didn't do a lot either. But on Hutch. But on Hoff. Hoff is a good player. He's played well today. Ugh. Oh, well done. I groaned because I didn't think it was a good kick, and it was. And now Williams lining up for number 3. Next mock throw gets to a pick if I slip a fiver. So my mock is coming out like tomorrow morning, and I'm sorry, I don't have. It's only a top 20. Maybe the next one I'll do top 30. Is that a goal? Please be a goal. Yeah, I just wanted Williams to kick 3. That's nice. Good for him, man. Mad respect for Jack Williams. Never thought he'd be as good as he is. Thanks, I appreciate you guys for being here. I'll be watching this game regardless. It's the outcome over action. The exact same tackle would get 0-3. Yeah, you're right. And he was confirmed not concussed, right? So he maybe. One run for Cosy Pickett. Oh, yeah, you do that deal every day in the week. Cosy Pickett will be worth 2 Liam Ryans, I reckon, on the trade market. Just a fine for flying. I don't know, man. It's just so hard to predict. How do you get a 3-week suspension brought down to 0? I know, I get it. I'm not. I don't think Cameron did a lot wrong, but it just shows how whack it is. Harry did all right there. With it. He's sacked. I don't want to just jump on with it every time he does something wrong. He got tackled well there. But I'm just laughing because it has been a horrendous game. It has been a horrendous game from Alex Wither. Wonder how the Eagles could even rebuild. Patience, unfortunately. Yeah, just got to take the picks we have. We're not in a good list position, but we'll be okay. It won't be a quick fix though. It's going to take some time. I want to win. All right. Okay. That's right. I haven't changed my Hawthorn. Actually, just make sure I did change it. It'd be funny if I also found out I didn't tip St Kilda. I wonder how many people got Adelaide right. Was there anyone in the chat here who tipped Adelaide correctly? Shouldn't be with a nice mark. Can't just take pick 3. Yeah. I just don't know how we'd get another pick in the top 20. How big an effect did COVID have on the list? I mean, it had a very immediate effect on the team we could select. Yeah, I had to Hawthorn. I don't know. Not sure. We looked all right in the first half of 21. And not amazing, but we were clearly top 8 quality. Sue Mitchell, Jack Darling as head coach. Ooh, Jack Darling. Thank God that's over. 72 points. Jake Waterman for pick 2. Yeah, I probably would do that. But I'm big on not forcing players out and just saying fuck off Jake Waterman. I would want Jake Waterman to be like, hey, I'm keen on this. Would you do the deal? And I'd be like, yeah, pick 2. Yeah, I will do that deal. I turned it off, by the way. That will do, pig. That will do. All right. Reed, Allen, and Waterman for Neil and Ugelhagen. No. Oh, Dacos, Neil, and Ugelhagen. That's a bit different. Neil is 30, and while he may have 4 or 5 good years left, nah, I wouldn't do that deal. I'm always going to, when it's tight, I'm always going to lean towards the Eagles anyway. Brisbane game was a dead cat bounce. That was kind of what I feared, to be honest. That game was okay in parts, and then it declined really hard at the end. Yeah. Anyway, I been doing this for 2.5 hours. I need some breakfast, and I've really enjoyed this stream. Believe it or not, I actually did enjoy this stream. The game was shocking, but there's also a sense of now that the coach is gone, there's been a tension relief, and I'm not super emotional about it. Other than acknowledging it was not good, but at least that was a team that was young that played today. Haven't tipped Adelaide right. 4th time they've. Wow, yeah, that's the first time they've beaten them there since 2017. Thanks, hey. I hope your boys get up. Actually, I have mixed feelings about that. I don't want to win the spoon, but we'll see. The percentage would have just taken a hit too. Pavlich or Tabiner. Thanks, Wooden Spoon. Thanks, Brooklyn. Catch you later, Rogie. Thank you, everyone. There's 50 of you in the chat. Thanks very much. I am going to do an Eagles review of this on the True Eagle YouTube channel, which you can find pinned in this. I'll do that pretty soon, I reckon. And I will do the football come down this week. So I'll put up a post soon if you want to get some thoughts in that. But for now, thank you very much, guys. And we'll see you in the next one, which next stream would probably be the Western Derby. Oh, good. Catch you later, guys.